We have slowly been acquiring all of our power setup, inverter, 12 volt battery side of things for the truck. Yeah, so we wanted to show you our everything and unbox it all, and you can kind of be with us as we're unboxing it and looking at it all for pretty much the first time. We have decided to go with OzX Corp. If you don't know who they are, I think soon you will, because from what we have seen, they're becoming bigger and bigger. Yeah. So everything's Aussie made, Aussie owned, everything. So first of all, we'll unpack all this and Dale can run you through most of this. I don't really know what I'm talking about. And then afterwards, we're going to show you the size of our battery.
Haven't gone 12 volt.
No.
So our battery is we've got a 16 kilowatt, 48 volt battery system.
Yeah. So the size of the battery is huge.
It's enormous. It's enormous.
It's like 3 times the size of a house battery. Like in kilowatts.
Decent. It's a decent size.
Okay, so we'll go through all this stuff first, and then if you're still hanging around when we're done this, you can see the battery, because it's not here because it's too big. We can't pick it up.
I've already seen all this. I have been down to Melbourne from our last video, the bunk bed episode. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, go watch that. I've been on the phone with Jacob from OzX for a few months now, sort of planning my setup and seeing exactly what we wanted to go with and our options. So yeah, that landed us with what we have.
What have we got in here? Anything? Or do you want to start with the inverter?
I don't know. I feel like you might want to see the inverter. Well, all
right. Can you get the inverter out and pop it?
The extent of how serious this battery system will be. So yeah, that's size comparison for your hands. So that plugs into our actual battery itself.
Get the inverter out. The inverter's pretty interesting. It's got lots of...
Got a lot.
Okay. So this is the OzX Corp DCX power system, which is going to be the heart of our off-grid power setup, and the reason why we're going to be able to live comfortably pretty much anywhere our fire truck can take us. It's an Australian-designed 5,000 watt inverter paired with a huge lithium battery. If you're wondering how big 5,000 watts really is, well, it's pretty much enough to run a whole coffee shop. Not just the coffee machine, but the whole shop. We can run the cooktop, the fridge, the lights, the aircon all at the same time while we're completely off-grid in the middle of God knows where. So pretty much, to put it another way, you could boil 3 kettles at once, charge over 400 phones at the same time. So you've got your inverter, you've got your charger, you've got your battery management system, everything all in one spot. It's engineered right here in Australia. It can handle the dust, it can handle the heat, it can handle the vibrations. It doesn't matter what corrugations we go over, it can take it all. Pretty much it's built like nothing else. Any other inverter you see these days on the market are usually around, like a big inverter is around that 2,000, 3,000 watt. For comparison, this is 5,000 watt. The inverter itself is fitted with overload and short circuit protection. So if we ever draw too much power, it shuts down instantly before anything can overheat. It's also thermally protected. Basically, it's got built-in sensors that manage the cooling fans automatically. So it pretty much will just be keeping everything running at the right temperature, even on those 46-degree days that we all know too well if you've been traveling. It's got something called reverse polarity and surge protection built in. So even if something's plugged in wrong, like if we plug something in the wrong way or there's a voltage spike and something's just not right, the system will stay safe. You can also monitor everything from our phone. So you can monitor the current draw, like how much it's currently drawing. You can monitor voltage, you can monitor the battery's health. So we're pretty much, doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing, we're always going to know what's going on with the inverter and the battery. But even though we've obviously got such high voltage going through this setup and through our truck, it's like it delivers a huge power, but the safety that's built in it gives us that peace of mind that we don't have to worry about if it's going to burn down. So this little alarm also comes with it, and it is called an EMR, which stands for Energy and Monitoring Response Module. I'm reading this off my phone straight from Oscorp's website, so you know everything that this does. So basically, this will be mounted in our truck, like separately, like near our bed or wherever.
Sleeping quarter, yeah.
So what it does, it continuously monitors all power flow. So battery voltage, current in and out, inverter load, temperature, solar input, and grid alternator input. It detects issues like over current, over voltage, under voltage, over temperature, or reverse polarity, and it triggers protective responses. So it'll either shut down, it'll isolate the loads, and it will alert the like us. It optimizes system efficiency. So basically, when solar is available, it prioritizes direct supply. When battery is drained, it shifts the load, it balances charge and discharge, so the battery life's maximized. It says supports smart switching, e.g. if the system senses a fault or non-compliant input like a generator surge or improper grid connection, it rejects or isolates that input automatically. Basically what this does is it's an alarm. So if there's something wrong and this is going off, what Dale was told is just to get out, like run.
Basically got told that, because you're sleeping on a 16 kilowatt battery, that if that alarm goes off, it's no good.
Yeah. So and this is all built in, so it has its own battery here.
Yeah.
So it's
just like a smoke alarm at home.
Basically, yeah. But it's all built in.
It's all connected throughout.
And don't quote us if we're wrong, but Dale does believe that this is the only system in Australia with this much safety built into it.
Yes. I mean, as far as I'm aware...
I'm pretty sure that's what we were told.
Andrew told me that this is the only company that has this much safety.
Yes. So, huge inverter, but huge safety precautions.
I mean, come on guys, we slept on top of 2 King's lithium batteries.
Also, another fun fact, this little button down here, this one, don't know if you can see it, this one is like if we're in cold weather, so if we're in snow.
It's a blanket it's an electric blanket for our battery.
For our battery. So you press this button and it will, if it hasn't already dealt with the cold, you press this button and it will keep everything.
Yes. Basically anything sub-zero, this little button, because you wouldn't usually need that, but because our battery is not mounted inside our quarters, it's going to be actually mounted to our chassis of our truck. So that being said, it's going to be out, whatever the temperature is outside is what the battery will get down to. So basically nothing will charge, nothing will go into this battery system if the battery's too cold. So it has a smart little built-in thing. Say we want to go to the snow for a couple of weeks, you just hit this button when the sun comes up and then you'll start receiving solar. This is all the 12 volt side of the battery. So this does all your 12 volt stuff going through this Anderson plug. So plug that will receive into that, and then we'll have a fuse box running, fridge, lights, 12 volt supply basically. So that's why this readout here will show 13.2, and that will do everything else. Everything underneath this line is the big power stuff. So this is our solar input, that's our solar safety switch, this is our mains power. So you've got a bypass switch. Say something ever happened with the battery and you couldn't use it, this just turns it into a 1990s caravan where it bypasses all the battery and it just runs all the plugs off a PowerPoint plug. So I'm not sure what all this does. I actually have no idea what that is. I haven't even noticed that until now. So yeah, good learning curve. This will be our main 15 amp input from mains power. This just connects the 2 systems. These 2 just connect each other. I can't remember exactly what that one was, to be honest. I know this one's our display screen. This is the CAN. This connects to the battery.
Do we have our display screen?
Yeah, we've got it.
Is that what this is?
So that connects to the battery, and on the other side, the whole thing sits in its own built-in cradle. So it's sort of like a fridge slide.
Yeah.
For stuff off the top. But yeah, this just makes it so the whole thing is now
Yeah.
bolt. You can bolt it to the floor and then slip it in, and then that's it.
Yeah. If you're wondering how serious this level of power is, because like it's like Dale mucks
It's
around
alright.
with 12 volt all the time, and
Yeah.
he just cuts wires, bridges them, chucks an Anderson plug on it, whatever.
Yeah.
No, you do that with this, and you get a zap, you die. Like
Yeah.
this is like playing
basically.
with house power stuff. It's not just your everyday power.
There's
comes
so
with-
many
It
serious
comes with
stickers.
stickers
We've got all the
that we
serious
are
stickers.
required to put on, or where they're just
Yes.
required to provide. I'm not.
I think because they're going off. I forget the word now. I've lost the word.
So we
Yeah,
have
apparently these. Well, yeah, all these are all.
warning: hazardous DC voltage.
Because it's not a little system. It's a big boy system.
These would look really cool on the truck. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Like if we just put them all over the truck.
Yeah, everywhere. So like everyone just starts running away from it.
And then this is our monitoring screen.
Yeah, this is basically everything. It will just show you.
This will be in the truck, showing us everything.
Yeah,
This is the cover for the roof.
it's a deck type. Yep,
Yep.
like a roofing material. Silicon. Screw it down.
Cords, wires.
This is just for updates on the
Oh, look at this.
computer.
Tell me this isn't fancy. Ready? Ooh, ooh.
What's in the box?
I feel like I'm opening my brand new Gucci wallet. Way more expensive than that.
It was actually. That's a lot more.
This is my idea of high-end fashion. Ooh, it comes with a leather wallet for us to put our user manual in.
That just connects the two together. This one's for. Look at that. That's a funny looking plug, eh? But that's just so it's the only thing that goes into the back of our inverter, and all our 240 plugs into that. Anderson plug just to run our big battery terminals for all our 12 volts. What's this one? Ooh. I don't even know what that is.
You can watch Dale work out what all of this is in the next video when he's installing it. But this video is basically just for everyone just to geek out, really,
Yeah,
on all our
like,
stuff.
I've never seen this many warning stickers.
So interesting to know, have you heard of OzX? Or you probably already know them. So Carson and Maxine, they're on YouTube. If you don't already know them, are you living under a rock?
where you been?
I'm about to lift the rock up for you. You should go and find Carson and Maxine on YouTube, or even Instagram. They're just great. Just follow them. But yeah, they got from OzX, and when we first seen them, obviously were interested. Never heard of them before. Looked into it, and yeah, here we are. So thanks, Carson and Maxine.
Thanks for making us spend all our money, hey?
But yeah, let's move on to the battery. Ooh, how's the box? There she is.
She's a big girl.
How heavy is she, Dale?
132 kilos. Oh no, 136. It's actually, I'll give you some facts. It's a meter long by 520 mil to the mounting brackets, because I have been measuring to actually get it underneath.
Our battery, this is a 16 kilowatt lithium battery running on a 48 volt system. So if for 98% of you who would prefer that in 12 volt terms, so basically comparing it to a 12 volt gear, it's the same as having 1,300 amp hour battery. So it's pretty much enough stored energy in this battery alone. There's enough stored energy to power our fridge for over a week, keep our lights and fans running throughout days of camping without even touching the solar panel. So if we're just thinking about just this battery on its own with no input, no nothing, you could pretty much run off it for like, yeah, a week, up to a week.
With no sun.
With nothing, with no solar.
Which never happens.
Yeah. So
yeah, basically, we're gonna have this inverter pumping in about 1800 watts of solar. So we've got 4 panels coming at 450 watts each. And just for perspective, our trailer had like under 600 watts all up.
yeah.
So we're going to have a lot more solar, a lot more battery.
Plus, how much lithium did our trailer have?
So our trailer had 2 King's 200 amp lithium batteries.
So we had 400
we had
amp.
400 amp, and we have equivalent
1,300.
1,330.
So we have over 3 times the amount of power that we had in the trailer.
Basically, what we used to have, we could add 980.
Honestly, it's just stupid. Like,
We don't need it.
we don't even need it. And that's what I said
No.
to Dale. Like, it's so much. Like, people that have solar on their house and batteries
Yes.
that feed through into their battery, this is bigger than what some people have in their own house, which is stupid.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
But it's safe, it's reliable, it's everything that we need. And
Yeah.
YOLO, right? We lived in a rooftop tent, and now we're not.
Yeah, we
anymore.
did it. We did it rough. Now we're not going to be doing it rough, are we?
No.
But look at these connections. Like, that's like some aircraft sort of crap right there. I don't even know what that plug's called, but it's impressive. That's the word. And if you've ever seen videos about these, like, go look them up on Facebook or something.
We'll add them. We'll add them into the video.
We'll add them.
They do some serious testing on
They've
these.
done some really good R&D.
Yeah.
They've frozen them. They've dropped them with a forklift. They've driven over them.
We'll find some footage and we'll chuck it all in.
So they don't play around, and they care about safety. And all the big vans are starting to go these now.
That's what I meant at the
Kokoda
start.
pushes for it.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to do it.
All the big caravan mobs are,
Yeah.
heading this way.
So,
So this is, let's
we're
say,
just jumping
the
in.
future. This is
We're
the future
we're
of caravanning.
We're jumping in. I've seen it advertised as Australia's safest battery.
Yeah.
So
You heard it here, folks. Australia's safest battery. This is the future of caravanning in Australia. And we haven't even tested it out, and we love it that much. So once it's running, oh, mate, you're not going to stop hearing about it. So, yeah, if you're thinking about buying it, don't yet, because we haven't tested it. It could be terrible.
no. We have friends that literally live off it right now.
But give us 3 months. I reckon we're gonna install this ASAP. So once we've installed it, I reckon 3 months of running it full time, we'll come back and we'll do another what's been going on update.
We're going to do everything. I'm going to start doing on-site welding.
We're going to start testing it, see how much shit we can turn on.
This is all the supplied mounting brackets. I don't know if we are going to use all of these or any of these. We're definitely going to use the bolts because of the right thread, but we're honestly looking at building a cradle in the fire truck mounted to the chassis so we could just lift this up and then bolt these in directly to it. But it has a lot of tie downs, so we got 4 on either side, so it's only 136 kilos. I don't even think it needs that much bolts, but
Well,
whatever.
I mean, water tanks are heavier when they're full.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm pretty sure on my water tank on the fire truck, on the camper was only, I think I had 8 bolts in it, and it was like 100 kilos. But yeah, overkill, which is great. Also heard that you could basically just chuck this, drag it down the road by the leads, and they still work. I did see it. I seen it in a factory, and it was covered in red dirt, and it was dented up, and it still worked. He plugged it in and showed me, but I forgot to bring the GoPro.